If between Valentine's Day and Easter you have a strong craving for chocolate, here's a homemade recipe for hot fudge pudding cake that will quench your thirst for chocolate. We'll start with 1 cup of self-rising flour, 1 cup of sugar or sugar substitute, 2 tablespoons of cocoa, 1/2 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, and chocolate chips if you want to add extra chocolate. We're using sugar-free. We'll start off with 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and we're going to actually put it into the pan that we're using. And before you start, you should start with 2 or 3, maybe 4 cups of hot boiling water. We're using our tea kettle to do that. I'm going to move the butter around a little bit in the bottom of the pan. And now we'll begin adding the ingredients for hot fudge pudding cake. Altogether, this only takes about an hour to an hour and a half to make, to actually mix up and to bake. So we'll turn our oven on to 350 and turn the oven light on so we can keep an eye on things. And now into the pan, we'll start putting the ingredients. So we're going to start with 1 cup of flour. Make sure it's self-rising flour because you'll have the baking powder, soda, and salt mixed in. Double it if you're making enough, if you want enough for 6 people. I'm making enough for 2 to 3 people. Then we need 1 cup of sugar. Mix that up with the fork a little bit. Then the 2 tablespoons of cocoa. You can add more if you really have a strong craving for chocolate. We're using dark chocolate. We're going to use a little bit more, and we're using dark, special dark Hershey's powdered cocoa. And we're going to go ahead and add 1 cup of brown sugar. We're using a sugar substitute, Splenda brown sugar blend. About 1 cup. Again, you can just use a measuring cup to do this. Now for the wet ingredients, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of Lactaid. Any milk will do, as long as it's fresh milk. So about 1/2 cup of milk. That's going to create a really thick brownie type batter. It's going to look like brownie batter, but it is going to quickly change into a pudding cake once you pour the water on top. While you've been mixing this up, you could have had your tea kettle going with water in it, because we're going to have to put boiling water on top of this mixture. It doesn't even have to be stirred up very well. That's why this is such an easy chocolatey treat to have anytime you have a strong craving for chocolate. It's easy, it's quick, and most people have all of the ingredients in their pantry. This recipe has been passed down by grandmothers and mothers to different members of their families and entitled different things. And I think people have added things to it like raisins. Other people have added coconut. So there are different varieties and ways you can personalize this recipe yourself. All right, once you get the batter finished, it's time to add hot water. And we've had this kettle boiling, so this is boiling hot water. And it takes about 2 to 3 cups of boiling water. And all I'm going to do is pour this hot water over the top so that it looks like this brownie batter is sitting in a bath. So the cake batter is going to be sitting in a bath of boiling water when you put it into the oven. Now, if you're afraid to use the boiling water on top of the stove, you could actually put this in the oven and pour the hot water in when it's inside the oven, just by pulling out the tray. If you're making a lot of this, it's also a good idea to put a spill tray underneath it, so if it does boil over or bubble over, it won't make a mess in your oven. All right. In it goes. And we'll time it. It'll be done before 9 o'clock. So it's 8:27. By 9 o'clock in the morning it will be finished. And we'll show you the finished product. Right before it's finished, we're going to sprinkle sugar-free chocolate chips, but dark chocolate Hershey's chips are good too. We're just going to sprinkle the chocolate chips on the top, close it back up, and wait till it's finished. Okay, it's time to turn the oven off, and it's time to check our hot fudge pudding cake. And as you can see, it's still bubbling. It still looks a little bit liquidy. That's okay, because the pudding is going to solidify as we take it out. So now we're going to take this out, put it on top of the stove. You can let it sit for a little while, but you have to eat it the same day you make it. And you can serve it like this, into bowls. With your favorite whipped cream on the top. Maybe a cherry. And this is how we quench our craving for chocolate between February, Valentine's Day, and Easter. Happy eating.